Okay. Hello, everybody. If you can watch this, if you can see and hear me right now, this is day 769 of eating a sheet of paper a day. Today is extra experimental because I want to see if we're able to do the stream with OBS, because I want to put, also, yeah, I'm spoiling my score for a movie. Put that back there. Also, hi, Luna. How are you doing?
Good.
Well, am I doing good? I guess we'll find out, because I have no clue how this is going to work. So, okay, it says I'm live right now, and that means I can do the promo in 3, 2, 1. Copy the link. Let's see if the audio works. I want to put, also, yeah, mission successful. Oh my god, it's working.
So are you excited to do something?
Oh yeah, right, because for that you have to edit your own video. Dude, there's so many possibilities of things I could do, and all of them involve me pissing off George, but I'm willing to do that. I can.
Do you have an idea for what are you gonna do?
Either a commercial where I don't take it seriously and I'll edit a really crusty JPEG of Georgie's face and have it hiding in the corner the whole video, or a really serious scene where I cry fake tears. I could also add I could edit a PNG of a tier clip art off Google Images. That could work too. There's just so many possibilities of what I can do, and all of them are bad. But that makes it exciting. Hey, see you later.
Are you gonna do scene maybe?
A scene? Like a scene is in, like with a different other person? I could, is that a thing you can do on the self-tape?
It's like if you do a scene then you have the other person like do the other person. That's what he said.
Okay.
Hello?
Sorry, holy crap. This guy's texting me for the first time in a while, and he's telling me some things going on in his life. Crap, this is not supposed to be happening on a public live stream. Okay, ask the question again.
So, I mean, he said that if you're gonna do scene, then you have to other people like read off the other.
Yeah, I'll need like a teleprompter.
Yeah, like a reader or something.
Some munchkin to hold the sign for me while I read off it. Yeah, I mean, contact me. I can give you my phone number right now, actually. I can say it on stream. I don't even care. But it's 858.
Wait, hold on.
Because if you need to hire me for
yeah,
the thing, you know.
Wait,
I'll take Venmo. It's fine.
Are you going to record like in school, or what are you gonna record?
Well, I got a green screen at home. Actually, you know what would be funny? I could bring the green screen out here and then have somebody hold it up, or two people hold it up, and then make it there. I'll just need to, I think the worst part is not the filming of it, it's just making the decision on what to do, because there's so many options. Like, he's really letting us do anything, and that's not a good idea.
Of course, this is my first time, and I think I need someone help, like recording or something like that. So I wonder if you can help me.
I'm your Huckleberry. Just text me when and where, and I can totally help you out. Here.
Cause
let me type my number in. Brian Guy.
Wait, can I take a piece of
absolutely.
paper and give it to you like this?
Sure.
Are you able to eat this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Here you go.
Thank you very much. And done. Bam, you got me.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad that you wanted me to still continue eating even though I was given my contact. I appreciate that. I can multitask. Only with help, though. So thank you for helping me.
So I thought that I was gonna do like maybe like a short scene from it, probably.
Possibly, yeah. So just I'll be your teleprompter, and if we want to be experimental about it, I can even give you some lines. I can even speak off screen if you're doing one half, and I'll go, oh my God, no, don't do it, and then they'll say I have to, or something dramatic like that.
Yes,
I assume that's what the scene will be. Hey Shannon, how you doing?
Hey Shannon, I hope you feel better soon.
Thank you. They also hit a nerve when they were taking blood in the ER.
That sounds kind of fun. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
So that's why you're sick? Because they took blood?
No.
Okay, so that's two separate incidents.
Well, I went to the ER because I was sick. The whole left
Oh my
side
God,
of
you
my
went
face
to the
swelled
ER?
up.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And when they took blood, I got like shooting nerve pain down here, which has never happened before.
Did it hurt?
They screwed up? Oh my God.
Yeah.
The universe
Which
hates
normally
you.
it's fine. Normally, yeah. So.
That doesn't sound like a very jubilant weekend, so.
I mean,
I was like jovial or jubilant. Which word do I choose? It doesn't even matter. No matter, your weekend's still gonna be shit no matter what word I say.
Hey man, I was able to eat grapes, so huge improvement. improvement.
Which ones? Green or purple?
Green.
You're all right.
Yeah.
You're gonna be fine.
I mean, I was on like soup and soft foods.
Soup
Like-
and green grapes. Now that.
Well, no, because my mouth was hurting, so like soup and like instant mashed potatoes were all I could really.
So you can't eat like unpopped popcorn kernels or nothing like that.
No,
That's against the law. No.
I
But-
did have a dream I ate popcorn last night, which I just remembered.
That's your subconscious brain telling you what not to do. I'm glad that.
I know. But yeah, I can eat more normal.
It's
stuff
good.
now.
It's good that you have an awareness of what not to eat.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Non-irony is not wrong.
All right. Hey, see you around, Shannon.
Trust me, bud. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.
All right, and the reason I'm using OBS today, by the way, for all 3 people watching right now, is because I'm reviewing 2 movies that I saw recently, and they were both subpar, and they extraordinarily disappointed me. The first one I saw was Saturday Night, which is apparently some sort of realistic historical fiction about the first episode of Saturday Night Live and when it aired, and I think it was the most convincing, or no, let me see. I was going to say convincing by typical propaganda standards, but I think it was the most moderately unconvincing piece of propaganda that I've ever seen. Because thing one, ain't no way Lorne Michaels was this normal and this morally well-rounded. He's a TV producer. All TV producers are evil. And if we're speaking seriously, what this movie is it's kind of, you know, typical protagonist hero story. They literally turned this movie into, and I think this movie is rated R, into an R-rated Disney film where Lorne here, seen carrying everybody else's fat ass around, he's the protagonist and he has a vision and making a variety show and all that. And he's seen as the only noble and morally well-rounded one. And it really does function like a Marvel movie where when the guy playing George Carlin shows up, which by the way looks nothing like George Carlin, you're supposed to go, oh my god, we're supposed to clap. And also, the main pratfall of this movie is the fucking music, alright? I talked about this last time. With Wild Robot. The music is so overused, and you know they were following a checklist, and the music in this movie, however, really takes it to the next level and does something I don't think I've ever seen in a movie before, and it's for the worst. It's so bad. It seems to me like the movie really wanted to have a laugh track, and instead of, and I know SNL has laugh tracks and all that, but I think if you're making a movie about the creation of SNL, you have an opportunity to really show these characters and these character actors as someone, and yeah, also I think like maybe 2/3 of the people here are Jewish, which is fine. It's a shame that Jewish people really love laugh tracks, though, because I think that their brilliance could be translated a little better. Oh yeah, by the way, like, this movie is not even worth the anticipation. This is my score for this fucking movie. But the way the music in this movie works, they really do the thing. You know when you're watching a trailer for a family film, and it's like, that just happened, right? I talk about it all the time, how it's my least favorite part of trailers. But at least with a trailer, it's maybe 2.5 minutes max, and then you never see it again. This was, I'm not even lying, an hour and 45 minutes of just those moments from trailers where you have stupid music playing, and they really wanted a laugh track, so they turned the music off when some really mediocre punchline gets, and even if the punchlines were exceptional, it is just by default made worse by the music stopping, and then they say the funny line. It's like it's begging you. I think the best humor comes from subtlety in unexpected places. When the music stops, I know they're gonna say some stupid shit, and it's just, it gets me every time, and not in a good way. I was crying at the end because I was like, oh fuck, there's like probably a really good movie hiding in the editing room, because I like the way most of it is shot. I like the scenarios that we're getting in. I think a lot of the character shit is really rushed, but I still think that that's probably because the studio wanted to cut some BS, which is so funny given what this movie is about. It's about big studio execs wanting to play it safe rather than doing something risky and interesting. And this movie is anything but risky or interesting.
Do you have any idea for the TV shows that I can do? Cause
Well, he basically said anything. I mean,
yeah.
he said sky's the limit. So you could even do like a web series. You could even do like I don't know. There's you could do like Team Umizoomi or something. Not that you're gonna do that, but like if you were to hypothetically do it and it would still work, like yeah. Like what TV shows do you watch?
I watch it on Netflix.
What do you watch on Netflix?
Recently I watched it on Gilmore's Girl.
Gilmore Girls?
Yeah. that, but I feel like that is gonna be kind of hard because it has to be less than 2 minutes or something like that.
Do you believe that in Gilmore Girls there are scenes that get dragged out a lot, and that's the best part about it, that it can go to 5 to 10 to possibly 27 minutes?
Sure, you know.
There's got to be at least a couple scenes that are nice and short and compact.
Yeah, but I just found a wonderful thing.
Mm.
You wanna see what I found?
What do you find?
I found the PDF of everything, the whole thing.
The entirety of Gilmore? Isn't that a TV show? That's got to be like
Yeah.
that's got to be like 7 terabytes
Yeah,
worth of data. What the fuck?
Yes, but it is way too long, and every character has a way too long thing, and
You can do it though. Just find little excerpts. Like, believe it or not, there are like Better Call Saul is a show where characters just talk, they just yap endlessly. But you will not believe how many easy, digestible, nice 2 to 3 minute snippets there are out there of the show.
I know, but then when I actually recorded of the thing, I'm not saying the whole entire thing because I have to cut it down or something like that probably, because it has to be less than 2 minutes or something.
Yeah, I'm saying that you can do that though. I'm saying that that's doable. Even if if each scene flows into the other. Is Gilmore Girls a sitcom
It's like a
with like transition establishing shots? Because those are your cutoff points, right? And each of those can be like 2 minutes. Like you'd be surprised how many of those you can have.
Anyway, is there anything big besides Gilmore Girls that I can do probably?
Probably any other show. Yeah, just think of a show that you like, and you can probably do it.
I can't think of this show right now. Do you have any recommendations?
Let me think. Well, do you want to do a show or a movie?
Either one, I don't really mind.
That's perfect because shows, that's
Yeah.
like what, at the very least 200 hours.
Yeah.
Each movie is like 2 hours to maybe
Yeah.
1 hour. So let me think about this. I could be a troll and tell you like what Despicable Me 7 or some crap like that, but
Discover Me 4?
what type of no, don't actually take my advice. Don't watch that. But what movies do you like? Do you watch movies?
Yes, I do. I like Discover Me 3 or something like.
You like Despicable Me 3.
Yeah.
Have you watched Ratatouille?
No.
You have not watched You've watched Despicable Me 3, but you have not watched Ratatouille.
Yeah.
Now that is a show where you can have scenes that it's short, it's easy to digest. It's about a rat who wants to become a chef, which sounds gross, but trust me, it is a brilliant movie.
It's like an imaginary because a rat cannot become a chef in a real life.
Yeah, it's a metaphor for racial prejudice or some crap like that.
Okay.
So I say,
What is that
watch
called?
that. It's called Ratatouille. Here, I can type it in for you. There we go. Watch that movie. It's excellent.
Oh, this movie.
If you have seen it, then just watch it again and then just look for scenes because they're pretty short. Like they keep things pretty
Really?
compacted. Oh yeah, you'd be surprised.
I think I watched it, but I can't remember like what the thing is. To be honest.
It'll be like your first time watching it. Watch it and you will be amazed. You will.
Okay, so I just find a random scene over here, like why I watch it. Oh, sorry about that.
Not a random scene. Not a random scene.
The
One that you think will work. Like
less. He said less than 2 minutes. I don't know how long that is.
that doesn't mean anything. He's just trying to prevent people from dragging it out to 10 minutes like I'm going to. Plus, you can edit your video, so I guarantee you if you find a scene...
I don't know how to edit people after...
Well, don't worry.
You know.
For the low price of $0.00, I can edit your video for you.
Okay. So, I just watch it and like...
Where's the
okay.
paper, right? Is that the last of the paper? I ate all of it. I still got to review these 2 movies, but don't worry. The paper's gone, right? It's gone.
Yes, the paper's gone. How sad.
It'd be sad if like the paper flew away and I wasn't able to finish eating it, you know.
Yeah.
What gives me happiness is successfully devouring the paper. But yeah, do you believe in this vision of watching Ratatouille? It's a fun movie. Your homework is literally enjoy yourself and then reenact the joy.
And find a find a scene that I will be like presenting or something. And where do I write down? Do I write down under like a Google Docs or something?
Write what down?
The scene that I found, because I need.
There should probably be screenplays. In fact, I believe there's screenplays of the whole movie. Just look it up on Google and you'll find it. I guarantee you.
How about this? And how about like a scene like PDF or something like.
Correct. You'll be able to find a Ratatouille PDF scene.
Okay. Ooh, look at this. Nope, no.
5 out of 10 movie. Not very good. I'll say this. I don't know if I finished my diatribe about the music, but this music in the movie, like, try and watch it. Try and watch it and not die inside. Because actually, there are a good number of old people who are so used to the old days of television where laugh tracks dictated when to laugh that they were chuckling and slapping their knees ad nauseum. But you know what? I think that that's a them problem. You know, and that's not a me problem, because I know for a fucking fact that this movie is objectively terrible because of the music. And it's a shame, because John Baptiste and his band, I believe they recorded good quality music. In fact, there are some tracks there that I'm like, man, this would slap if this wasn't in this particular part of the movie being used for this specific purpose. So, I'm just saying, everything about the music is bad except the actual music. They placed it incorrectly. They had the stupid pauses every single time there was a punchline, and the movie thought it was way funnier and way cooler and way more rebellious than it actually was. And
wow, look, oh my god, I am so similar. They're this short, oh my god.
exactly. Well, that's the one where I think he's checking the food for poison, but don't read it. Just have it there, watch the movie first.
Yes.
Let the experience take you, because for one, I also think you will not internalize the emotion of the scenes as much if you're reading a bunch of blank text on a white
I'm not
page.
reading, I'm just
Okay,
looking.
I'm not even a drama person. I'm not even an acting person, and I know that.
You're good at acting, what are you talking about?
Well, thank you. You see, acting's about fooling people. You see, I'm a great liar, I guess. But
But do you know where I can watch this movie from?
you could probably rent it for $4 to $5
Okay.
on Amazon Prime, and if not there
What
are probably
about
some.
YouTube? Does YouTube have it?
YouTube does not have Ratatouille. I think that's illegal. But
Ratatouille.
here, you got like parents who
Yeah.
have access. You could probably ask them.
Okay.
But I guarantee you, the surefire way to get it, it's probably not on any of the free streaming services right now. So you could probably get it on Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think you need a subscription to that. Just go to Amazon Prime Video, pay $4 to $5 to rent it for 48 hours. Make sure to watch it in the next 48 hours, because
Yeah.
if you miss it, you have to pay another $5, and you'll be paying $10 to watch Ratatouille once. Rip off. So, you know, or if you really like the movie, then almost approaching a reasonable price, I guess. So, I believe in you. You can do this, Luna.
Yeah, and also I have to dress as a Ratatouille if I'm gonna do it like that.
Just have a general rat mentality, you know. Just you know, I don't know, just pucker your nose up and I don't know, like eat some garbage on camera. Like that's what rats do. Also, there's a little bit of fluid on your nose, like right here. There we go.
I have to eat a grass like this, like oh, let me eat this.
I don't think rats eat grass, but I think they eat garbage. You don't need to do that on camera.
I really need to eat garbage when I
Yeah, no, that's a part of the method acting process.
Maybe
If
one
you're
of
acting
us
as a rat.
Like some leaves over there. Right?
Well, actually, Remy the rat does not eat garbage. Actually, if you're playing Remy is the one rat who doesn't eat garbage. He eats normal stuff like cheese or like bread, and like he eats food. Luna, he eats food. So,
Oh, okay.
so no, I highly advise that you just watch the movie and go, okay, what in here can I extrapolate? And also, a secret weapon. You could also ask George, because he knows way more than I do about this stuff.
No, he said just go for it.
That doesn't mean anything. When he says go for it, that means just do the assignment and don't like be truant to class like I am all the time. So just don't be like me and show up like an hour and a half late. So that's I think that's what he means when he says that stuff.
I feel like it'll be kind of fun if I eat the usual garbage.
That would be awesome. Just don't endanger yourself. Cause like, and also the lady, the lady who looks like she had behavioral issues on that YouTube video that he showed us, said unless you think props are absolutely necessary. Now,
I don't think, to be honest, if I'm gonna eat a garbage, I don't think I would.
also pick a scene where a rat isn't eating garbage. Like there's tons of.
Okay, thank you for telling me. Maybe
Yes.
maybe I'll text you later because I have to go. My mom is waiting.
No! Oh, I can't believe I held you up for so long. Well, here, just go and meet your mother. But
You got my number, right?
yes, I do. I mean, you got my number actually, vice versa. So hey,
Okay.
see you around. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for letting me help you. How you doing, Alejandro? I was reviewing a couple movies. Also, you'd be amazed at how good the bandwidth is over here. Look at this. You see? I can move this around, and on top of that, there's a delay of about 15 seconds. But it
What are we live streaming?
it's eating a sheet of paper a day 769. But I'm reviewing. How into movies are you? reasonably. Yeah, movies suck right now. Like, what the hell's happening?
I just saw the Terrifier movie. Shoot.
The 3, yeah,
Yeah.
it's bad. Yeah, no, I mean, Terrifier, it makes, really confuses me how these movies get sequels when the first one wasn't even that good. It's like, third time's the charm? Guess not.
No,
You know,
not really,
fifth
yeah.
time's the charm.
Fifth
can't wait,
time's the charm.
can't wait for Terrifier 17. But, by the way, for those of you who watch the new good content video, who will play this back probably, because sometimes these get unexpected views, this guy was in the room when I was
Was.
giving that speech, so he bore witness to how bad that burnt
The
picture
tension
smelled.
in
Yeah.
The room was crazy.
Yeah, I know. You can't do that.
What's funny was how they realized when you were like almost already halfway done burning the paper.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
insane.
I mean, I hope they understood why I poured water into a metal pan,
Yeah.
or a metal pot, right? A
Now,
metal soup pot.
You see, you know how, I don't know if you're into TikTok, but like you see the foreseeable sequence. That was like a foreseeable event. Like, you know, now looking back, you were pouring the water in. And now
Yes,
you're getting
exactly.
Flashbacks.
Exactly. No, I was giving you all hints. It was like I was cinematically foreshadowing the terror that was going to happen, the climax of the scene. But also, like, I didn't even do this intentionally. I just wanted to, like, piss people off. But at the same time, I realized when I was editing the video, I'm like, yeah, wait a minute. My metaphor about the consequences of enabling this type of, I'm not even going to call it reverse racism, just actual racism,
Yeah.
you know, disguised as advocacy. I think that, you know, because they aren't expecting it, especially because the American public doesn't see stuff like that coming.
Right.
And when I lit the bloody thing on fire, they're like, wait, what? Huh? Like, oh my God, it's all my sins are coming back to bite me. Of course, I didn't actually think that, but I prefer to think of it that way. And I'm amazed at how well it works, especially in the video. In fact, I believe the video works a little better than the actual
Yeah,
speech did. For one,
for sure.
extra visuals. I cut out parts where I literally forgot what I was supposed to say, so I was just kind of rambling about, like, pizza ingredients. I was like, in the ingredients in this pizza box, of course, with salt and pepper and oregano. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm just stalling for time, which of course led to the speech going over by like 6 minutes, so that was stupid.
Yeah.
But if you ever wanted to hear me rant aimlessly for like 10, actually the thing went on for like 12 minutes, so there you go. I'm glad. I wish I got video of the Power of Imperfection speech. It's just, that's a recycled old speech from a long time ago. In fact, if you go back on my YouTube
You
channel.
already taken that class before?
No. It was literally me recycling an old YouTube video I made.
Oh.
In 2019, I think. About 5 years ago, I made a video where I was just talking.
You just word for word said your OG
Yeah.
video?
Well, not word for word, but basically concept for concept. I literally showed the jockeys before the race thing, like that. I was just kind of vaguely talking about it though in this old video, and also. When I was younger, I talked way too slow because I would talk too fast, and people in school told me it was a problem. So I'm like, okay, I'll bend to the will of the people, to the will of the masses, so I'll just talk slower, and it fucked me up because if I watch the old videos, I'll go, hello, today's video is about the power of imperfection. And I'm like, I really took it too far. Of course, I'm sure I talk too fast sometimes, but I don't know what I was doing back then. It was so fucking unnecessary. But check this out. Have you heard of Piece by Piece?
I
That's the
have
second
not.
movie. Yeah. So anyways, Saturday Night really pisses me off because there are parts of it that are good, including the sequencing.
You don't like SNL?
The I can appreciate like maybe 20% of SNL, but this is a movie about the creation of the first this movie. And also the movie poster looks cool. The trailer doesn't look too bad. It featured Paul Thomas Anderson's son. And it also features J.K. Simmons playing Milton Berle with large penis, and there's literally a scene where he unzips his pants and unsheaths his penis. I'm like, how can this not be a banger of a movie? But they fucked it up, and they, you know, in trailers and I was explaining this to these goofballs over here, but like when you're watching a children's movie trailer, it's like, this ragtag team of misfits, they got a band together. That was too quirky for me. And then the music comes back. This summer, right? That whole shit that happens, that's the worst ever, like, bullet points checklist item in movie trailers because you know what I'm talking about. In fact, people are noticing it more because of the Minecraft movie trailer. It does
That's
it all
exactly
the time.
what I was gonna say.
Right, yeah.
That's a perfect example.
Stuff pauses. I am Steve. What a tool bag. I'm like, fuck off. And it's been happening for years. under our very noses, not realizing that it makes movies look worse. I don't know why companies do this. It's terrible. But
It's trying to appeal to a younger audience.
yeah, literally this movie right here that I'm pointing at, on OBS, I'm pointing at you in real life, but yeah, like this fucking movie, I'm not even pissing nor am I shitting you. It's an hour and 45 minutes of just moments like that where the music just never shuts the fuck up. Like,
So it's like almost like a musical.
no, it's not. No, I mean,
But, like,
it
gives the
is
sense
the
of,
most
like-
music-heavy non-musical I have ever watched. It is just so. It's literally edited like a shitty trailer. Bless you. So, that alone ruins the movie for me. Like, I was just so pissed off watching it. And I'm like, I know that this movie could be good. It's just a shame that the people who made it are retarded. So that was a 5 out of 10, and I'm so lenient giving it a 5, which is technically an average score. Because if it weren't for the fact that I do appreciate the concept in SNL and it was still fun to watch, I know. Oh yeah, I'll see you around, Alejandro. I know upon rewatch this will go down to a 4, possibly a negative 17 out of 10, because I will not be able to stand the music. But another movie I saw was the Pharrell documentary, but edited in the form of a Lego movie called Piece by Piece. I actually also like the concept for this even more because it's just a miracle to me that the movie like this exists. I just think it's just an interesting idea for one, a Pharrell documentary. Like, that guy's goofy as hell, but on top of that, it's in the style of the Lego movie. The concept's cool. That's about as far as it goes, because the rest of it, it checks off all the boxes. They really did have a PG-rated movie where they said shit 3 times. All the places that the documentary would go, it's very Pharrell style. And Pharrell to me is a producer who is very talented and he's got a very good musical ear, but his main pratfall is going too corporate. And he is so corporate to the point that this corporate movie had to acknowledge it themselves, where they literally had this weird arc in the middle of the movie where they showed him turning evil because he was taking the advice of these corporate figureheads, as if he's not still pulling shit like that to this day, like making the music for the Lion King remake in 2019. So I mean, he is most definitely still going so corporate it makes my head hurt. So it's so weird that it's like the movie's presenting it like he overcame, and it's the same thing as Saturday Night over here, where it's like, I really don't think that his story is as pure and as protagonist paralleled as this is. Like, I don't think that Pharrell is as good of a person in real life as this movie would make him seem. But they had to redact Snoop Dogg smoking weed, and they had a funny way of doing that. Where like, and also I should just talk about the base of the movie, right? You're seeing him getting interviewed, and you're seeing the process of the movie, then you're seeing flashbacks of his life, and it's all in the style of Lego. It's basically like a movie inside. It's like if you were watching the Lego movie, this is like a movie that would be contained within that. You'd imagine this would be like on in the background, because it's supposed to be fully immersed in the universe of the Lego movie, I guess. Although in the movie, you have this stupid meta moment at the very beginning where Pharrell is going, yeah, dude, wouldn't it be fucking crazy if we made this movie in the style of Lego? Because if you really think about it, life is like a Lego set. All the pieces are still there, but then you build something new, but it's not really new because it's a Lego. And then the guy who's making the documentary reacts, he's like, that's weird, but that's a little crazy, Pharrell. But it's so crazy, it just might work. So it's crazy to me how they took a figurehead in like who's been responsible for so much really good music that I consider to be some of my favorite, and they turned his entire life story into like a Disney Pixar film made with kind of like slightly off-brand Lego movie animation. It's weird. Because if you go back, and I encourage people to watch this, if you go back to the original Lego movie, the animation is so insanely good, it's timeless. They don't cheat. They don't cheat the idea of having everything in the Legoverse made from an actual piece of plastic or manufactured toy, right? Even if they have the crazy glue. That still worked. That was done intelligently. They weren't cutting corners. But with this movie, it was made exactly 10 years later, right? This movie came out 2024, Lego Movie 2014, and it really does feel like a 10-year downgrade right here. Because there are scenes when people are splashing in water, and the water's made out of Lego pieces, and it looks cool, but then they decide to make the water just dissolve and fade away. Just from a visual standpoint, it's just lazy. And most people, because they're children, are gonna actually, now that I think about it, wait a fucking minute. No, it's a Pharrell documentary. Like, honestly, most kids have probably heard, like, Happy playing in the background, or, like, have watched Despicable Me and listened to that. But the real people who are going to come to watch this movie are not children who liked listening to that Daft Punk song at the end of Despicable Me. It's going to be people who like his career, and those are adults. And they're probably cognizant enough to notice how much lazier this is in the Lego Movie. And probably a good number of them have also watched the Lego Movie, because Lego Movie probably came out when these guys were like 10. So this is like perfectly designed for people to watch this and go, wow, this does look worse than the Lego Movie, doesn't it? So it's being marketed as being in the same universe, using the same kind of Lego-based animation motifs, I guess, if I could say that. I just think that the biggest pratfall, to use that, pratfall, it's funny given the Lego Movie and who starred in it, but the biggest pratfall of this movie is the fact that the animation does look a lot worse. There's a scene where, like, Pharrell had to sit down, and he's not sitting down like this with his legs sticking out, right? He's not sitting down like that. He's sitting down and he's supposed to be bending his knees. For some fucking reason, they wanted for him to be sitting on a staircase bending his knees, and Lego minifigures don't have fucking knees. So they worked around that by basically having his character break his entire pelvis. Like, they try to be sneaky about it, but I could see right through it. And they basically, like, broke it in half and then just positioned the legs just crudely in front of the torso of the Lego minifigure Pharrell. It's so bad. it was so bad looking. And I'm like, I know that whoever animated the actual Lego Movie would have found a much better way to do that. But of course he couldn't get those guys, so it felt like I was watching a Mega Bloks movie instead of a Lego movie. You know, it felt like a Chinese bootleg offshoot. But that is honestly me being relatively nitpicky, because all in all, that plus the generic story that they pinned onto Pharrell's story. Also, people's real lives are way more interesting than shit like this. Like, to be honest, I think that Pharrell being kind of an asshole in the movie would be interesting. Of course, they can't do that because, you know, Pharrell's making it. And to me, Pharrell just seems kind of like an asshole in the movie. Like, there's literally a scene where they talk about how he met his wife that he had, like, 4 kids with. And he meets her at a party. And she's like, hey, I already have a boyfriend. And then Pharrell goes, do you really love him? Because, let me tell you, you met me 2 seconds ago, but you're gonna love me. And I'm like, if it weren't for the fact that he was already famous and producing shit, that would have flopped so hard. But because he just so happened to be fortunate enough to be famous, successful, and rich as fuck, of course. And then she's talking in the movie, and it's like, I did end up dumping that guy for Pharrell, and it showed, like, him and her, Lego version, of course, on a boat with, like, dolphins jumping up with, like, a character playing saxophone in the background. I'm like, dude, imagine being the actual guy who this girl used to be with, because that was a real person. It's a real interview. It's a real documentary. What movie is this? Yeah, it's Piece by Piece, which is a Pharrell documentary done in the style of the Lego Movie. It's my review of it, which, by the way, it's a 6 out of 10. But I'm like, dude, imagine being that guy who was broken up with for Pharrell. He's probably already sour, but then he's being blatantly disrespected in this documentary. And he's like, dude, I thought I had a good thing, but then she was literally, I'm not, in my opinion, I think she was quite literally blinded by the money and success. Because the way she talked about Pharrell when she walked up, he was wearing clothes. He had that successful twinkle in his eye. And the way she was talking about him, he was like, I knew that this was somebody. And what she meant by that is, I know that this is somebody successful who means something. And I'm like, human worth is not, I feel like a generic children's movie like this would actually make this the moral of their story, but it seems to me that this movie is not. They're like standing for the opposite of that. It's like, and I know it's because it's a documentary, and they're not just going to redact the opinions of Pharrell's wife. So I just think that a inevitable side effect of that is the movie is presenting itself like this very morally well-rounded, and they really like try to redact certain parts of Pharrell's career. Like, they really avoided him making a soundtrack for The Lion King and fucking it up so bad that Elton John basically called Pharrell an idiot for ever participating in it. But he's supposed to be seen in this documentary as this, you know, outcast, musical genius, autistic savant guy who, you know, against all odds, through pure talent and determination and believing in himself, you know, brought together his ragtag team of misfits and made musical history, which to a degree is what actually happened. But also, they're skirting over the part that if you watch a single Pharrell interview, he's kind of a dick. Like, he's really so insanely full of himself, and they couldn't even avoid that fact in the documentary where they had to talk about his hubris, but talk about it in such a sneaky way. Using Lego stop motion is very odd, or Lego animation. I think that it could work. It's just you got to do it right. And I also think it mostly worked in this movie. I just think that they have to put the effort in because it's definitely not cost effective. Like, if you want to sink in effort into putting that level of attention to detail, you can't sidestep. You can't have these stupid, like, dissolves of, like, Lego water. Like, I don't know what the hell that was. So all I'm saying is that there are these just really morally odd moments. Like, not like you're trying to morally gauge a Pharrell documentary, but, like, the movie's presenting itself like it's morally well-rounded. Like, this is the children's movie that makes kids believe in themselves because Pharrell's setting a good example. But he's not. There's literally an interview with his wife. It's like, yeah, I dumped this guy because he wasn't Pharrell because he wasn't successful like him. And I'm like, that's insanely surface level. Like, imagine when Pharrell's career falls off, which at this point maybe it could start happening, even though he's still very talented. Again, he produced the best tracks off It's Almost Dry, like, you know. But I just certainly hope that his wife is prioritizing his worth as a person above all else, because I know that that family life that they're showing is probably not as rosy and wholesome as... I thought Pharrell was a nice guy. I never knew he had an ego like that. Let me tell you, I mean, I'm just a guy who really researches into stuff, and I've seen many interviews of him acting cringe on interviews, but this movie could probably single-handedly change your perception of Pharrell. Because it's so interesting to me how a movie that tries really hard to present someone in a favorable light only makes it worse. Because this movie tries to present him like, but little cracks show. And the fact that this is a sanitized children's movie where he is openly redacting information and having his wife slander her ex-boyfriend because she left him because he wasn't rich and successful like Pharrell was, like, that makes him look so bad. Like, maybe he's much... Again, I'd never met the guy personally, so maybe he is a lovely guy who I would love to eat spaghetti dinner with. But honestly, in both the interviews combined with this movie, really, like yikes, this guy. But, like, again, that's just me nitpicking. Like, of course, that doesn't mean the movie's going to be bad. And again, it's 6 out of 10. 5 is the average. So overall it was enjoyable because it was also just because I love his production. Like, and I really did not realize the amount of songs, the pure wealth of songs that he's produced. He has added to the music community because he is a jack of all trades. Like, his production style is really interesting to me because it's simultaneously very poppy, but it has that electronic sound, and he can distort synths. He can create any synth thing he wants, but also every musical asset, every synth, every drum pattern, he makes it work so well. And you can tell his main priority when he's producing a beat is this catchy, and how well the person who's singing or rapping, will they work around the beat? And he seems like he works his beats around the hooks and choruses of the songs. Like, he is just the ideal producer. It's insane to me that there isn't really a single album that's produced or made by him that I would really listen the whole way through, because he's clearly got the talent to make classic album after classic album. But as the documentary stated, he was simultaneously scatterbrained and lacked confidence in himself to be more than just a supporter, you know. But I mean, now he's figureheading a whole movie. He got his own movie before he really made a full album worth listening to, so that's weird. But yeah, he produced Hollaback Girl, Milkshake, that Gwen Stefani song that's really good. With the one, that's the great song. He did the Snoop Dogg song, and the way he makes beats are so creative. And I'm like, yeah, of course I would love, like, just my favorite part of the documentary was just seeing, not really the creation of those beats, because the creation of his instrumentals are displayed in the movie through him putting pieces of Lego together, and that's like a metaphor for the beat. That was kind of stupid, and I'm like, I wish that it would go more into the technicalities, but I'm getting to listen to Pharrell instrumentals and within the context of a movie, and it's edited well enough where it's like the music does most of the heavy lifting. Like, to be honest, this movie would probably be a 4 out of 10 if it weren't for the music. So if there was no Pharrell music, like if for some reason Pharrell was strict on copyright and tone deaf, then I guarantee you this would go from a 6 to a 4. But there was like some thesis I wanted to reach, but I got distracted talking about what I liked about the music. But I think that this movie would have been better if they were a little more honest, especially because the movie makes an effort to try and be honest about Pharrell going corporate, where Pusha T talks about the worst song he ever made because they wanted him to try and make a pop song. And there was like this, and what's weird is the negative kind of downtrodden part of the movie is when they're talking about when the corporate figureheads start making Pharrell do stuff that, that wasn't really him, but they don't talk about what that was. And I'm like, but this is a documentary. Aren't you supposed to tell me specifics and details? I'm like, that means that this was something that Pharrell didn't want in the documentary. It was something that he probably told the filmmaker, cut that out, because I don't want for them to know about that, which was probably told to the director of this movie way more often than people are thinking, probably even more than I'm thinking. Like, Pharrell just seems like the kind of guy, no, don't put that in. So I guarantee you, not only is that arc of him overcoming the corporate figureheads and tossing them aside, that's probably not even true no more, especially if he's redacting stuff from his movie, which it's really obvious to me that there are not just details, but essential details in this documentary that are cut out, which I don't care about, really. Like, I can reference that on the side, as a brief aside, but if the movie's going out of its way to make a point about Pharrell overcoming, his corporate identity to find his real self, like, don't pretend like he found that, because he very clearly still hasn't. He fucking did the soundtrack for the Lion King 2019 remake. He's never getting out of that. He wants money. He's got to pay his bills for his gigantic oversized house that he purchased that can probably fit 20 people to live in there, but he's only has like a family of 6. So I just think that if he's gonna blow his money on houses and he needs to pay the bills, like, just be honest about that. Like, just, hey, I like making money. Sometimes you gotta cut corners, and sometimes you gotta sacrifice a little bit of yourself, but at least the parts of my artistic identity that I can keep, I'm proud to still make things on my own terms, even if it's to a lesser degree than if I was, like Death Grips and just making whatever the hell we wanted and trying not to be corporate. But that's clearly not what he's trying to pretend. This movie's trying to pretend like Pharrell overcame the corporate agenda, and now he's really being himself. I'm like, dude, Pharrell's entire life story is posing and not being himself, But he's a good producer. He makes good music, and that is why it's a 6 and not a 4. He's a really talented producer, so I always respect him. Yeah, I know. It made me actually appreciate his music and honestly producing more, because I'm thinking, wow, why does this production really work? And I'm like, it's so catchy. He's a great songwriter. He's got the songwriting chops to really make a whole album of bangers. I just don't know why he's done it. Like, I listened to the Nerd album. I listened to the Neptunes albums. It's just hard. It's hard to find one that I really like throughout it, because I just think that his music does get a little too, poppy and a little too overly flamboyant and a little hollow at times. His music can get a little too hollow, but his stuff has a really good pocket, a really good feel, a real good pace to it. So I just think that if he were to take those best songs that he was showing here in Piece by Piece and to make a whole album. Also, it's very clear to me that his batting average as a producer is not as high as the movie pretends it is, because he made an original song. He produced and recorded an original song with, like, Jay-Z adding ad-libs in the background. I guess that's all that he wanted to do. Like, legally, Jay-Z's like, yeah, I'm technically retired, so I'm just gonna say yeah, like, in the background once. But by far the worst song in the entire movie is this new one that he made. I'm like, okay, so you can't really trust Pharrell to crank out a banger every time. It's probably make like only one every 10 instrumentals that are truly works of coveted genius. But the movie kind of pretends, and of course you got to, it's glorifying Pharrell. It's a children's movie. Children are stupid. Of course they're going to take the opportunity to make Pharrell look epic to a bunch of 10-year-olds that don't end up watching the movie. Because I was looking around the theater, the only people watching it were, like, guys in their 20s and, 25-year-old producer incels, because they thought that this movie would be about the art of production, but it was more about Pharrell just talking about how much of a Disney Pixar protagonist story his life is. But it's still got good reviews. I think it's the Lego thing. Like, honestly, if you made the entire story and the entire presentation of this movie as a normal film, probably would have been trashed worldwide. What is this? Oh, that's my... Okay, never mind. But yeah. 6 out of 10. Overall, I enjoyed the experience, but there's just a couple moral qualms I have with how he's presented in this movie, and a couple qualms with how how the animation was really diminished from what it could have been if they really cared. But of course, Pharrell documentary in the style of the Lego Movie, it's not going to sell like the Lego Movie did, right? I mean, it was marketed perfectly, and I'm glad that movie made bank. But I'm sure they just didn't want to sink the budget in, so they cut corners. But the corner cutting really shows here, man. Like, they did not cut corners tactfully. But yeah, 6 out of 10. Overall, a good experience. Wasn't too terrible. It wasn't unwatchable like that SNL movie was. So, thank you very much for watching. That was Eating a Sheet of Paper a Day, day 769. I will see you tomorrow. That'll be day 770 of Eating a Sheet of Paper a Day. Make sure to live, laugh, cry, and also not die. And until next time,